Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Omar. It is 7:20 p.m., February 12th, 2018, and I want to make a video building my watch list for tomorrow. These were the stocks that I had on watch for today. If you watched my video yesterday, man, I gave you some gems. I mean, everything had movement. I took two trades today. I took a short on DRE. Right off the gate, it was just breaking down. I was just, as soon as the market opened, it got to a high of 24.54, and I just saw there was just some selling pressure coming in. And as soon as I saw that selling pressure coming in, I was, I decided that I was gonna go in right in this. Actually, right in this candle here is where I got in. I didn't have a lot of volume at the open. So I just took a 1,000 share position on this. I got executed right in this candle at around 24. I think it was 38, and I just rolled this down, man. I just literally rolled this down, and as you can see, it wasn't the volume started really kicking in. Once it got down to like the 25 level, but I just literally rolled this down all the way down, and I felt very comfortable here. I was gonna cover right here at it broke below 24 and it started gapping up, but I wanted to see if it was gonna break above VWAP, and it just touched it, and it couldn't get above VWAP. So let's say you had missed this. There's something called a VWAP kiss, where where stock kind of bounces off VWAP and VWAP acts as resistance. And you could have took another short in here, and I just literally watched this thing just tank. It just tanked all the way down to about 24.72, and right when I saw it kind of found its support here and it started gapping up, I covered like right in here. I think I got executed like around 24.85. So beautiful short. Nice trade for me. And the other trade I took, I went long on IMGM. This was another winner that I had on my watch list yesterday. I'm trying to remember. The exact trigger for IMGM. Let's look for IMGM. Where is it? The original trigger was I had that break above. What was it? 988. Yeah, but it was an earlier break. I know it was like, yeah, here it is, 922. So so I had the alert set, and I had my E-Trade account. So both trades I took in my E-Trade account. I can't access the network at work, and I felt comfortable with the trades because they weren't moving. They weren't like super volatile, and I had good service where I was at, so I felt comfortable making the trades. But the stock kind of gaps up above the 1322. I missed the initial entry, and I wanted to see a pullback and see it hold above the 922 level. And if you could see here, right in here, it got above. It had formed a higher low, which was 926. Oh, let me pull it up here. I'm sorry. I know people are complaining about it's hard for them to see. So let me zoom in here. So as you can see, at this night, and coincidentally, it's around the 50% retracement level. But at the break of 922, I missed my fill. So it kind of gapped up, pulled back, gapped up, pulled back, and it formed a higher low here. So right in this higher low, which was 926, this is where I got in. And it gapped up to 940. It pulled all the way back down. Now, I held strong. Let me zoom in here. I held strong. It got back down all the way. I said, hey, if it breaks below the 921, I am out. It got to a low of 924. It never got back, and it was above VWAP. It made me feel confident that this was going to probably move. And sure enough, it just took off. And, the stock just basically ran, gapped up kind of here. It was like the higher day here at this point, consolidate sideways, and then just squeeze shorts and just, gapped up, pulled back, held that 61% retracement level, and it just took off. I actually, I got out, I'm trying to remember. I didn't hold the whole day. Man, I should have, because look where it got to 1066. I actually got out, I want to say, right around, it was like, I want to say like right in the 980 level. So I had work to do, and I didn't want to watch it. And because I know that IMGM is one of these stocks that a lot of times gives away the gains, like it'll pull back. I was a little hesitant. I didn't want to, hold it. So I just took my profit and ran. So nice 2 trades. So those were my 2 trades for today. But Mattel ran today big. I told people, look at that 17. I think it was the 1755 level, which was the higher day from yesterday. Or 17. What was it? 1740. Yeah, it was the 1742 level, and then I had the 1755 level, and I told people if it held 1755. To look to go long. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, because this is why. Because I had an alert set here, and I told people don't buy the breakout. I told people let the breakout happen and let it retrace. And if you saw, you got a little gap up, and then you had to retrace it. At first it broke 1750. Yeah, right here. It got above set to 1761. You see it broke, and then it retraced all the way back down to 1743. That's why I tell people don't buy the breakout. You want to see the stock break out, pull back, and then find the new support level. And you notice here, look, it found the support at that 1755 level. You see, it was hovering around that level. And sure enough, that's when the smart buyers got in, and that stock took off. I didn't get in on Mattel, but I did trade IMGM, and I did short DRE. So if I had a platform where I could trade, it'd be from my desk, it'd be like I used to. It'd be fucking awesome, but I'm trying to figure that out. So those were my trades. So let's talk about the watch list for tomorrow. I already took the liberty of building it. I'll just pull it up, and I'll just talk about potential entries and exits, just so that this video is not long. Give me some feedback if you want me to really build it from scratch and do a long video. I'm willing to do it, but people just don't seem to watch the whole thing according to the data. So for me, it's like a waste of time. But what I do, guys, so I run this night. Let me move this down for a second. I run a nightly scan. There's 2 ways you could do this. So I run a nightly scan. You can put the criteria you want. I look for stocks between 10 cents and $40 that have a minimum value of 300,000 shares at up 5%. But today I actually look for stocks between 10 cents and $50 that were up like 1%, because so many stocks were choppy. I mean, look at the number of stocks that come out. It's insane. And you can also use FinViz. So sometimes I'll use FinViz. I use actually FinViz because it's faster. What FinViz does, it'll show you the daily. So if you click on screener, this is how you do. I'll do it from scratch. You go to screener, you go to all, and then you go like to your volume. So what I do is what I did was I put over 1 million shares traded. I put a gap up from I think it was 1%, because I wasn't liking anything. I didn't like many things that I saw, and then I do below $50 on the $50. You can make it whatever you want, and then what you do is you get a list of stocks. Now what I like to do is from there I go to charts, and then I go to candle, and then from there I can kind of look at the charts and see what charts I like. And if I see a chart that I like, I'll just pull up the chart. So let's say I look at AEM, and if what I'll do is I'll type AEM here so I can see what the chart actually looked like. And if the chart looked good, I could potentially put it on my watch list, kind of see what it did for the day. That's kind of how I go about finding my charts, and these are the charts that I'm looking at for tomorrow. So let's go over the first one, IMGM, which was my #1 play for today. Killer move. I have support resistance levels already set for tomorrow, so let me pull it up on the big thing. Here, and if you notice here, right, so 1066 is the high. So I have my notes, just so you know. I always write notes. So if you can see here, I put buy the breakout if holds 1066, or short the rejection. So we'll see what happens when the market opens. Is it gonna hold 1066? Is it gonna hold 1066, or is it gonna reject it? All right, we'll see what happens when the market opens tomorrow. All right, now what usually this stock gives back all its gains. So let me pull out the 1 year, 1 day, 1 year. Usually what happens is when this stock goes on these runs, you see how I have like a big green day, and then like red days, couple of green days, then monster red days, a big huge green day, then a red day. You know, look at this, couple of green days, and then just, you know, bunch of red days. It just gives it all back. So, you know, this stock, every time it has these big green days, it usually the next day it'll give back a lot of the profit. So my expectation tomorrow is that tomorrow this is going to give back a lot of the profit. It's going to be a great short. If I'm not mistaken, this stock is, look, easy to borrow. So if it's easy to borrow with Thinkorswim, it's going to be easy to borrow with any brokerage, because Thinkorswim is not that great for shorting. So I have my key alerts set for potential resistance and support areas. So here, let me just pull back up the 5-day 5-minute real quick. And if you notice, these are my key levels. So if it breaks above 1066 and holds, I'm gonna take it long. If it pulls back to that 1011 level, I'm gonna see if it holds that support. If it holds that support, then I would buy the dip. If it breaks below it, I may potentially short it. Next key support level below is 988. So if it holds 988, I may potentially dip buy it. If it breaks below 988, then this thing is gonna tank. And the next break below it would probably be here at this 946 level. And then, you know, you got the Fibonacci's, which I love. You know, I usually love to see, I hope to see a stock retrace back to one of these key levels so I can buy the dip. If you know, if it shows there's a potential dip buy. You know, so that's my first trade for tomorrow. Now, in theory, if you wanted to get in short even earlier, right here, there's some support. So 1038. In theory, you could take a short at the break below 1038, or, you know, dip buy it. I didn't put an alert there. These are my just because, I mean, it is worth noting that, yeah, this is a sort of a key level here, 1039, 1038. You can watch there too. So we'll put another one here. Why not? So create alert. Buy dip if holds as support, or short rejection. So that's another key area. All right, so we have our key support resistance levels to potentially make trades. So guys, you know, it has to hit one of these levels in order for me to take the trade. All right, and then what you want to do is you want to see, you know, where is the next level. So this hasn't been this high over the last year, so you would have to go further back. Like, let's say I go 5 years and go a day, and then, yeah, you see there's some, you know, on the yearly for over 5 years, yeah, this stock has been as high as $20, and there's a lot of resistance overhead. But when I tell them, you know, I told people to buy here, there was all this was resistance too. But there's some real resistance probably up here at that $14 level. Not to say it's gonna get to $14, but we'll see. Well, I mean, tomorrow I think it's just gonna wash. Have a nice, people gonna take a lot of profit at the open, and I think it's gonna be a potential to short this stock at the open. We'll see. Maybe I'm wrong, but, you know, we'll see. All right, next up, AMD. AMD, you know, it's like Chop City, but because it's so beaten down, you know, it's at 1063, and you can see, you know, it's like this 1185 seems to be like a good resistance level. It's currently at 1174. So if it could break above 1185 and hold, I would buy the breakout. That's all I'm looking to do. Like, I mean, in theory, yeah, you could short it if it broke below this like key support level 1150, and then, you know, probably really here 1142, you can probably give it all back. But it's so choppy, I don't know, it's just not something I would really look. But because AMD is so beaten down, is the potential is there. If the Dow is up tomorrow, I could see AMD breaking $12. You know, we'll see. Next up, Cara, CARA. And, you know, the reason why the stock, these like IMGM and Cara is on my watch list, because they held their highs. All right. So my expectations, they're going to be volatile the next day. Now, Cara, I like this because you got the key support and resistance level here. You know, it's one of those stocks that, you know, kind of moves, big swings, so you got to be careful. But what I would like to see is if it can, it's at 1360 currently. If it can get back to that $13.99, $14 level, and if it can't break it, then, you know, you short it. If it can break above it and hold, then you take it long. If the stock breaks down and gets to this 1340 level and holds, you can buy it dip buy it here. But if it breaks below it, you can take it short. And then the next kind of level, support level, would be like this 1312 level. All right. And then, you know, you want to kind of look to see where the stock has been. So if I do 10 days, you know, there is some overhead resistance, you know, a lot of overhead resistance above it. But, you know, I think you can get to at least 1450 if it breaks above it. We'll see. You know, we'll see. So you see, guys, I have key support and resistance levels, and it's better to have build your watch list where you know where you potentially can make trades, and you'll do much better trading that way. You know, until you get real comfortable and real seasoned, like, you know, looking at a chart in seconds and kind of just breaking it down, it's best to trade like this. Trust me, you'll be much more profitable. It's much safer to play. Next up, CBIO. This is another stock that was on my watch list for today. This thing ripped. It does, though. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is like very choppy. You got to be very careful trading a stock like this, and the spreads are crazy. So, you know, if you make a play on a stock like this, you know, don't take a lot of size, because you can get creamed in a stock like this. But for me, potentially, this is why I'm kind of intrigued about this stock. This stock, if we look at the yearly, let me pull it up. So if we look at the yearly, look at this. This thing has gone from $4 to $37. It's just running crazy, right? It's probably being manipulated. It's probably some insider trading bullshit. You know, it's just running wild, running insane, right? So, you know, this stock people have to take profit. I think that at some point this is gonna take a big crash. All right. So I don't know if tomorrow's gonna be the day, but at some point this thing is gonna pull back really hard. It's gonna be a ton of profit taking, and this is what I would like to see. So right now the stock is at this $35 level. I want to see it. I want to see. You see, it's a clear support level here at this 34.02 level, and actually there's another one. Let me put it here. Sorry, I missed that. What's this? 32.89. So I want to see. Let's see, 32.88. Yeah, 32.88. So we'll put an alert. Create an alert. Potential dip buy at 32.88 for short rejection. All right, 32.89, 32.88. That's fine. That level. All right. So what I'm hoping for tomorrow is this thing gets down to this $34 level, and hopefully it won't hold it, and then this thing just tanks. You know, it just tanks. I mean, in theory, you could short it even here, like at this 34.85 level. You know, if it breaks below that, you could probably take it. But I want to see if it can't hold $34. I think this thing is gonna tank. I don't even think it's gonna hold 32.89. I think this thing is gonna retrace all the way back down to this $30 level. You can see some nice points. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Next up, CTL. CTL. You know, it had a nice move today, up for almost 5%. If you notice here, it's holding support at 1695. Holding resistance. If it could break above 1695 and hold it, remember, you want to see it break above, pull back, hold 1695, and if it can, I would take it long. Now, this is a key. I don't know why I didn't put it down here, but right here, 1630, 1673. I would put an alert here to say, hey, you know, potential dip buy at 1673 or short rejection. So if it can't hold it, you know, you can short it, risking off that, because it's a key area. And then, you know, the next key area would be at the 1650, which happens to be the 61% retracement level. So, you know, it'd be interesting to see if it can't hold it. All right, next up, MULE. MULE, you know, had a nice move today, up 4%. You know, it seems to be holding resistance here, 24.85. So if it could break above 24.85 and hold it, I would take it long. If it gets down to 24.70 and it holds 24.70, then maybe you dip buy it there. But if it can't hold it, you can short it right off, risking that. And the next level below it is 24.49. So you know, these are the key levels. Now, if it can't hold 24.49, man, this thing is gonna there's no reason why this thing can't get back down to $24. So you know it could be a potential nice short. And these are stocks that I guarantee you nobody looks at. You know, that's what he makes it even better. All right, next up, and this is my favorite play tomorrow because it's well, I think IMGM to me is the #1 play of my eyes for tomorrow. But this is like a neck and neck. Mitch, which is Match Group Inc. The reason why, because I like the chart. I mean, look at it. You got a clear resistance level at 38.50. You got a clear support level at 37.60. It currently is at about $38 right now trading. Yeah, about 38 bucks. So you know what I would be looking to see is if it can't hold 37.60, this thing is gonna break down to that 36.59 level, which is more than a point, which is fantastic. You could take it short, but if it holds, you could take a dip buy on it. But I think, you know, tomorrow, you know, there'll probably be some profit taken, and maybe this gets back down to that $36 level, which is great. So I'll be really watching this tomorrow. We'll see. Next up, Bank of America. You know, the bank stocks are running. I mean, this time with the way the Dow is, you know, it's fantastic. The bank stocks are running, ripping and running. If the Dow is up tomorrow, I wouldn't be surprised if this breaks 31.47 and keeps going. But if it can't hold 31.04, maybe a great short. And you know, got some support here at 30.79 level. But if it can't hold it, I think this can retrace back to 30.57. You can take a nice short probably at the open. We'll see. And then last but not least, JNUG. Watch these gold stocks. Today they're down, but if the Dow is down tomorrow, I mean, look at JNUG, NUGT, all those gold stocks, IAG, they may run. We'll see what happens tomorrow. I have this. I have a mark set at 13.95. I actually need to replace this and make this. Let me do this. Oops, sorry guys. Let's do a replace. I want it to be so 13.98 is what I should have put. My bad. So if it holds that 13.98 level, if it breaks above it and holds it, you take it long. If it gets to that area and can't hold it, you short it. All right. If it breaks down to 13.42 and holds, you can dip buy it, take it long. If not, you can take it short, and you know, if it breaks below it, you can potentially get back down to 12.97. That's why it's important to know how to long and short, guys. All right. If you use Thinkorswim, you can't. I don't think you can. These are hard to borrow, unfortunately. But with E-Trade, you can short them, which is great. All right. So that's my watch list for tomorrow. AMD, CARA, CBIO, CTL, MULG, MLE, MTCH, BAC, JNUG. All right. I'll post it to Twitter, and I use this. Hopefully, this was a lot easier on the eyes for people that follow me that asked if I can make it bigger. All right, guys. So hope you're banking, hope you're learning, and like, subscribe, and share, guys. Come on, help me grow this. All right. Have a good one.